Greetings, greetings.
Greetings, Aquaba.
Kwaba indeed. Welcome to Georgia's Gonna Go. Welcome to our YouTube channel. We come along and share our journey, our experience of traveling to Ghana, things of Ghana, plus more. Today we want to come on and talk about Cowrie Shells. I recently learned something. I knew that these right here, particular, we knew that they were as a form of currency and certainly used in the purchasing of slaves during the transatlantic slave trade. So recently, I think it's called Kita. What was it called? Princeton Castle, or it's the place where they traded and held the slaves. Forgive me for not remembering the name. It's a German name. It wasn't. It was by the Danes, the where they traded the slaves, men, women, and children they took them from Togo, several places. And I learned that it was when the tribes had issues.
Exactly.
My tribe is beefing or having conflict with his tribe, and here in the West we would call POW prisoners of war, or those that were captured. So those tribes sold the slaves, or sold the people, because they weren't slaves, but they went into a life of slavery and were sold, and the cowrie shells were used as a form of currency to purchase. So, for instance, as a female, 500 of these purchased my life. 300 of these purchased a male's life. Why is female more expensive than a male? Well, from a woman comes life. It's like a seed that will produce many more seeds. From that woman can give birth. And so all you had to do is, I don't know, today we would say pimp out, prostitute out, or slave to other. I mean, it's just horrific. It's horrific. And these were not easy to come about, to acquire. The ocean, they said they had to deep dive. Unless you knew how to deep dive and go and get these, they didn't come by easily.
Nope.
They did not come by easily. Like, wow, here, hold that. 300, and you sold.
Got a little weight to them. You can tell their quality.
I mean, yeah, if you had like 500 of these, like and this is, I think, like 28, less than 30. 500 of these. And when I talk to people and I share our history, we know, and we just had those that celebrated Easter. We did Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. We don't do the traditional celebration of Easter, but we can share and talk about the abuse and the atrocity that happened to the Most High. But when it comes to learning Black history, oh, I can't take it. Oh, that just do something to me. But what about the Most High and the abuse and the
beating?
Yeah.
And the whipping and the hanging.
Every lash for you. You know what I'm saying? But not to get over into religion or anything, but think about it. This looks like what you call it, the helix?
Yeah. DNA.
Yeah. DNA, yeah.
DNA.
Look at that. Something about your DNA.
DNA strand.
Something about your DNA. What's in it? What's in it? So I just thought that was interesting. So people, go ahead and learn your history. If you don't know it, look at it. We know about Paul, Peter, and Silas and how they were in prison and the story that goes with that, and chained in jail, no food. You did all of your business right there with Peter, Paul, and Silas. They did all of their business right there, chained and locked up in the dark. And it reminds me, when I hear that story, it reminds me of the same thing that happened to our ancestors with slavery, in the dark, chained up, and they had to do all their business right where they are. They wasn't humanely given food. Here, just here's your slop. Same thing that happened to our ancestors. So, as believers, truth seekers, and followers, we can read these stories in the Bible and also learn our history and see the similarities. Same thing was done. But did you know this? That you were 300.
300 calories.
And I was 500. But I also learned that the Ghana CD, that this is also where they get the CD. These are CD. So, how much are you? I think that was 500. Yeah, that was 500 US dollars. So, what is 500? No, it was 500 CDs. So, what is 500 CDs? No, it was $500. What is $500 in CDs? I don't know. But anyway, they said you needed 300. Now that I think about it, it wasn't really that much. But the fact that you had to deep dive and they didn't come by easily, that's where the work came in at. That's what made it harder. All right. So if you had a lot of these, hey, you had it going on. You could buy and move and do stuff. But it's important to know the history. Know the history, tell the story, so we don't repeat it. And when you wear these, know what we're wearing. You know, I will wear them not today. I wore them because it was a form of currency and our ancestors wore them. But to know, it feels a little different that this is what their life was purchased for. That's right. And how many of us, the descendants, are here in the West and scattered across the four corners of the world that was purchased with these. So I wear these it was with honor and respect that I wore before, but today, moving forward, I wear these with a lot more appreciation.
That's right.
And honor and respect. Okay.
You're wearing currency.
In a CD, and somebody's life was paid for this.
That's right.
And we're here today because they endured. Their life was sacrificed. They had us in mind in our future. A day that we would be free and not be sold into a life of slavery. All right, so y'all, let's get up. Let's get out. Let's not stay stuck. Some of us are mentally enslaving our own selves. Let's get out, free ourselves, free our minds, and heal, okay? And heal. All right. Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Did you know? What are your thoughts? Anything you want to say?
Jordan's gonna go.
Jordan's gonna go. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.